of do you think there's going to be any kind of success here from Rudy Giuliani, or
No, no, I don't think so.
yeah, it seems a little bit of an outlandish claim to me that he can just come in, waltz in, and come and just end this investigation here, because like Robert Mueller isn't going to be deterred by someone he worked with a little bit for his career to just come in and just end this investigation. It just seems like what exactly is going on?
Yeah, right. And I mean, already since Giuliani was announced that he was coming on to the president's legal team, the scrutiny about him has come up again in the story where Comey 14 days before the election reopened the email case against Clinton. Giuliani had some advance notice of that before it was announced because there were leaks out of the New York office of the FBI. And he was on Fox News saying there's going to be a big surprise in a few days. And so his coming back has kind of jarred people's memories, and now that's back out in the press. So
Yeah.
I don't know that Giuliani is going to really help the president that much. I mean, the interesting thing, at least especially on the Mueller investigation, where he might be more useful is in the Cohen investigation, even though he wasn't explicitly brought on for that. That may be the real reason they brought him on, because he does have some pull with the SDNY. He probably still knows some lawyers and some people there from his days working as the federal prosecutor. Although that was a long time ago.
And as the mayor.
He might have some pull. He might be able to try to shut down that investigation. Whether he succeeds or not, I don't know. But between the Mueller case and the Cohen case, I would think he would have some more pull on the Cohen case.
Yeah, but I mean, on the other hand, though, it may be kind of helpful to have somewhat of a competent intermediary between Robert Mueller and the Trump team. Just kind of like, I mean, if you could call Rudy Giuliani someone competent, just maybe based on the other people who he had in there, like Ty Cobb, John Dowd, they just didn't really seem to be getting anything done. And, I mean, maybe it could be beneficial to probably push Robert Mueller forward and maybe effective, although I doubt it. Doesn't seem much. I do agree with you, though, that it does kind of make a little bit more sense to have Cohen in there on the Giuliani in there for the Cohen case, just because it's such deep ties, working as a lawyer for New York, and even then later on as the mayor for New York as well. That just seems to make a lot more sense.
Right, and one of his partners is now the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, but he's recused himself from the Cohen case, and no one yet knows why he's done that. If he hadn't recused himself, then Giuliani, who knows this guy, that would make for a very interesting dynamic right there. But since he's recused himself, I don't know that Giuliani can have any effect on this unless he knows other people.
Yeah, there is that kind of situation there. It all comes down to kind of who he knows. So the former New York mayor is banking in part that his understanding of Mueller, who he's known for more than 3 decades, dating back to the Reagan Justice Department, can help clear logjams between the special counsel and Trump's legal team, maybe streamline the process, which makes sense. We've continued to maintain this cooperative attitude. Now with this legal team, we plan to move it more in an expeditious manner. Jay Sekulow said, who serves as one of Trump's presidential attorneys. Trump's legal team has talked of hurrying Mueller along before, with optimism that's proved misplaced. Legal experts are skeptical of Giuliani, and a pair of Florida-based lawyers are likely to resolve Trump's legal headaches anytime soon. I mean, just the thing is, if they can get a narrative of why is Mueller taking so long? He's just it just seems to be pretty pointless what he's doing. I think that's one of the main ways they can be successful in clearing this up.
Yeah, Giuliani likes to be in the public eye too.
That's true.
He'll come on Fox News a lot now, and he'll make lots of public statements, and he'll try to push the narrative that the Mueller investigation should end. So I don't know that there's much he can do on the inside of that investigation, but from the public face of things, Giuliani could be a pretty loud mouthpiece. I don't know how influential he is, though.
Yeah, something tells me you'll definitely be seeing him on TV a little bit more often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that Trump, and we all have that to look forward to, Rudy Giuliani being on TV. Anyway, so yeah, before we take another quick break, our last break of the show, I want to read you my favorite headline of the week, and that is right now on Politico.com, and here it is. Trump won't attend the Barbara Bush funeral out of respect for the family, the White House says. So just think about that. Seems a little weird.
Yes, that's kind of a strange statement, yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think the opposite would pretty much be showing respect for the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that is all very interesting. We will not be doing that story coming up, but we will be doing a story of a major change made by Andrew Cuomo in New York around the issue of voting rights. That's coming up next. This is the Spencer Walsh Radio Network. Your show will return in just 4 minutes.
Pendo on the beat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's show. We are back here today with, of course, Glenn Bradford. Glenn, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you
having me.
Getting back in the swing of things. All right, so now we turn to, again, we are heading to the New York governor's race. 7 years in his tenure as governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo finally took executive action on Wednesday to restore voting rights for former felons on parole. His executive order returns a vote to around 40,000 disenfranchised people, a disproportionate number of whom are Black or Latino. The move is nothing radical. 18 other states and Washington, D.C. allow parolees to vote, but voting rights efforts in New York's state legislature have constantly been blocked by a Republican-controlled Senate. Cuomo's order is the right one and is being rightfully lauded. The question, however, is one of timing. The governor's always had the power to take this sort of executive action, and the push for parolee rights is nothing new. In 2006, a bill to restore the rights for parolees made some initial progress in the state assembly, with numerous community groups and criminal justice advocates. As the Brennan Center for Justice, a public policy think tank, noted at the time, Cuomo has mentioned rights restoration as a legislative priority for 2016. So, not mentioned rights restoration as a legislative priority for 2016. So, why now? That's the real question. And it could be because she, really anyone actually with an eye for real politic, as they call it, could see a cynical motivation driving Cuomo's executive action, a response towards the growing popularity of his opponent in the upcoming Democratic gubernatorial race, Cynthia Nixon, who has opposed Cuomo from the left and has prioritized criminal justice reform. So, I mean, I don't know how much you've been following this, but what do you think of this challenge of someone who's kind of more of a corporate Democrat, maybe even more so than Hillary Clinton, in Chris Cuomo?
Well, I mean, Cuomo has been criticized by Democrats as not being liberal enough, and in the fight against Trump, it always helps to be more liberal, and so it's not a huge surprise to see him being challenged in the primary. I'm not sure how serious this challenge is going to be, how it's going to shape up. But it's not really a surprise.
Yeah. He also got a challenge last time around when he was running for re-election, and we will talk about that in a minute. But Cynthia Nixon is opposing Cuomo from the left, prioritizing criminal justice reform. From this view, Cuomo's action signals the potential power of left-wing campaigns against the Democratic establishment, efforts that antagonize and threaten the comfort of centrist incumbents rather than appealing to their purported goodwill to move the political field in a progressive direction. And I mean, to my mind, really, as to make effect, she's going to have to do more than make these progressive challenges. So, I mean, just by showing up, she is scoring some political victories, but honestly, to really make some actual effect and change, she's going to have to get elected, and that's the important thing. And I do want to give you the chance, I do want to look up these polls here, but I mean, I think this could be a model for some kind of trend that we could see across the country if this Cynthia Nixon kind of experiment plays out successfully.
It could, yeah.